This video is brought to you by the Farmer Klein YouTube channel. Be sure to like, subscribe, and comment.
Hello everybody, welcome back to another Farming Simulator 22 Map First Impressions video. Today we're going to take a look at Small Cow Farm. But before that, this video is brought to you by Dirty Bird Farms and Slacker Hobo. Thank you for being farm barons. So Small Cow Farm can be found over at the farmingsimulator.com website or the in-game downloadable content menu, and as of the 1.0 release, this map is available for all platforms. Now, we'll have to say, if the map looks familiar from this preview picture, it is because Small Cow Farm is a combination of two other maps that this particular map author has previously released. That is Small Farm, which this map is physically based upon, and Cow Farm, which is where the large cow farming aspect of this map is also based upon. Hence, we now have Small Cow Farm, but really it's a large cow farm on a small map. More on that here in a moment. Let's read the description. Welcome everyone to Small Cow Farm. This is a mix of small farm and cow farm. This is a small map where cows are the focus, of which there is a 1,200 cow limit. I've got a question if you're going to even be able to have enough food on hand with the land that is provided on this map to feed 1,200 cows. More on the description. We have basic plants and animals. A forest is not available on the map. There are 1,200 cows, and the feeding capacity, straw, and water capacities are set accordingly. And you can place the fences from the base game here too. Okay, don't really understand the fences part, but anyway, let's go ahead and load on in. We are going to use the mods that we typically use when we take a look at these maps. That is additional field info, additional game settings, field lease, field calculator, and precision farming. Now, we'll say if you load this map up in farm manager mode or start from scratch, you will find the farms are exactly how you're going to see them here in new farmer mode, with the exception, of course, that the bank account balances will be drastically different and you will not own any land at the start. If you play this map with precision farming, you'll find that this map has the generic soil map. There is not a custom soil map being applied to this farm. And let's go ahead and take a look at the PDA. So here we are looking at Small Cow Farm. And if we zoom out, we're going to get a general idea of how small this map really is. So the darker square that you see here, that is a standard size map. When we zoom on in here to Small Cow Farm, I would say it is probably 1/5, if not 1/4 of a standard size map. Not quite small enough to the point where I'd be willing to call it a micro map, but pretty darn close. So we do have all the standard crop types available to us here in Farm Sim 22. And if we take a look at the lands area, you'll see that we start out by owning the main farm, which is right here. We also have the shop and animal dealer, as well as the main sell point located right here. We have all of that, which is 3.26 acres in size and is $79,000 to buy. We also own area 13 and 14. These are not fields. These are basically areas of dirt. So with respect to having areas set aside for production, I would say we have areas 13 and 14 set aside for production. 1.25 acres in size, that is $30,000. Then we have one field that we own. This is a grass field 23, and it is 1 acre in size and is $24,000. Now the main cow area up here, which holds 1,200 cows, can be bought for $197,000 and 8.14 acres in size. We go ahead and take a look at our Farmland Lease screen. This is going to show us all of the viable farmlands that are available on the map, as well as if they are associated with any particular fields, and then if they are, what cost the farmland is going to be. If we scroll through this list, you're going to see that most of the farmlands are well under 1/2 of a hectare in size. We have a few exceptions. Area 21, which is the cow farm. So the cow pasture, 3.29 hectares in size for $197,000. And area 65.63 hectares in size, $337,000. Now, if we take a look at our our field calculator screen, this is going to show us the actual sizes of the fields themselves. And you will see that we do not have a single field that is larger than 1/2 of a hectare in size. In fact, field 10 is the largest field on the map at 0.47 hectares in size. Let's go ahead and take a look here at our precision farming soil map as it is applied to the map. So you can see that we have a lot of loamy sand and sandy loam. Not exactly the best soil. We have a little bit of loam on fields 5, 6, and 18. If we take a look at our crop counter, you'll see we do have the standard base game crop counter available to us here on this map. And if we look at our prices screen, you will see that we do indeed have the ability to sell all of the base game crops, including sugar beet cut. We also have the ability to sell all of our animal outputs, as well as our silage, hay, straw, and grass. And then when we get down here to our production areas, you will see that we do indeed have the ability to sell all of the base game production that we could possibly create on this particular map at the farm shop sell point. We also have 2 sell points for our stones at the debris crusher and the farm shop. Given the size of the fields, we do have a decent list of starting equipment. All of it is new, none of it is leased. We do not have any animals at the start, but we do have a chicken pasture, cow pasture, and horse pasture. And while we do not actually own any of the land that is on these pastures, or that these pastures are on, we can still make use of these pastures. We do have contracts available, and we do not own any production chains at the start. In addition, this map does not include any collectibles. Let's go ahead and do a farm tour. Okay, that is done. All right, but in all seriousness, let's take a look at our starting equipment first. We start out with a pair of small tractors in the Kloss Arion 660 and the Voltra G135. They range in horsepower from 145 to 205 horsepower. We have the Dutzfar Topliner 4090H harvester that is paired up with the 4090H header that is 6 meters wide, as well as the 4090H header trailer. We have the DK115 regular trailer, the Horse Joker 4C disc harrow, and we have the Amazon KG3001 Super Power Harrow. We have the Combat Plow Gold 3M AgroSim Subsoiler. Then we have the Amazon 3000 Super Seeder that is typically used with that power harrow. We have the Kuhn GMD 4411 side mower that is paired up with the Pasture Alpine Hit 4.4H tedder and the GA 4731 windrower. We're going to bale all that up with the round baler, the VB 3190 round baler. We have a Q7M front loader. Now, this is the big front loader. I'm a little worried that this might be a little bit too big for those particular tractors, but we'll just have to wait and see on that. We have a pallet for it to go with our front loader, as well as a pair of weights, a 1100 kilogram front weight, as well as a 1000 kilogram front weight. Let's go ahead and take a look at our farm. So we do start with a trailer. This is our farmhouse, and we can indeed sell everything that we are looking at right here. So we can sell the farmhouse, we can sell the fencing, we can sell the fuel trailer, power washer, we have a fertilizer tank, we have a seed or mineral feed tank that is right here. It is also empty. Then we have a shed with some of our equipment. That is kind of the upper farm. This is the farmland that we own at the start. We have our only sell point that is located over there. We have our grain dump point. And then we have our pallet sell point. Around the fence here, we have areas 13 and 14. And as I said, these are just set up as bare dirt. So while there are no actual productions built into the map, we do have 2 areas set aside for such. So we are going to give the map a point with respect to having production built in or areas set aside for such. We are also going to give the map a full point with respect to having the ability to sell all the base game crops, animal outputs, and production items. Now here we have the workshop trigger. This is the maintenance trigger, and the actual trigger is located here in front of this roll door. I do wish that we would see the 4 corner trigger markers here for this trigger, as well as the one over there for the animal dealer. And then it would be nice to also see it there at the dump grate. I know we see the grate, but it would be nice to also see those corner markers located there. We do have our shop trigger. While we are not necessarily going to be doing an actual drive around on this map because this map is so small, I do want to go ahead and just buy something so we can see where vehicles spawn in at. So this whole area here is set aside for the spawning of vehicles. You're likely not going to be able to place anything there as far as production goes. Then we have our animal trigger, which is located right here. And again, it is in front of this roll door. Now around the fence, which we can sell, we can sell actually both of these fences. We have our stone crusher, which we could also sell if we wanted to. We have our silo. Then we have our chicken coop. The standard base game chicken coop, but it will hold 30 chickens. So we have then our egg point and our food trough. We have our horse pasture here. We'll hold 5 horses. Again, this is just a standard base game horse area. So we have our water trough and our food trough for the horses. And that is pretty much the farm tour, with the exception of the cow area. And we're going to take a look at the cow area real quick. But before that, I do just want to do a real quick visual overview of the map so we can see how big the area is. So we have our main farm there. We have our shop. We have our animal area here. Our silo. We have the sell point. A huge amount of land is being taken up by that particular sell point. Then we have our fields. So we have our fields basically right here. On the other side of the sell point. Those fields, and then those fields over there. That's all the land that we have to produce straw for 1,200 cows, to produce silage and hay for 1,200 cows, to possibly feed them TMR, or if we're only going to feed them hay, we're going to have to make hay out of all of this land as well as straw in order to have bedding for these 1,200 cows. We don't have a manure spawn point here, so we are going to have to put down our own manure area if we are going to make use of manure for our cows. We also, oddly enough, we're not going to see a slurry trigger over there. So we're likely not going to get any slurry out of our cows because it is an open pasture. But here, once again, we have 13 and 14, which we could plow and make as regular fields. That's probably what I would do if I were going to attempt to actually have 1,200 cows on this small little map. So with respect to the triggers being clearly marked, we're going to give the map 3/4 of a point because we are missing a couple of those corner markers. I would like to see those corner markers on the map. So here we have what I am going to assume. I don't want to assume right now. Hold on. Let's go ahead and get 1 cow. Let's go check out the area here. So we do have milk as an output. We have water as an input. We have our food troughs. We don't have any slurry outputs or anything like that. So my guess is this is supposed to be the milk trigger. We have our water trigger. We have our food trigger. We have our animal buy point. There's no point here for slurry. And I also don't see anywhere on the map where we can get water. So we're going to have to put our own water down. We do have water over here. Don't get me wrong, we do have water right here. But there is no gate anywhere around the perimeter of this cow pasture in order to get into the cow pasture. And when I tried to sell the cow pasture fence, I could not. couldn't sell a single section of the cow pasture fence. The only thing I could sell was the actual cow triggers, but the fence remained. So like I said, I'm not really sure how we're going to water these cows other than having put our own water trigger down. So with respect to can the farm be customized, the map's going to get 3/4 of a point because we cannot sell the actual cow area. Maybe you want to play this map as the small farm, but I want this big grass area in order to do whatever I want with it. I can't sell the fencing, so we're going to give the map 3/4 of a point there. We can sell the fencing around just about everything else but this actual cow pasture. As I've said, we're going to give the map 3/4 of a point with respect to the trigger areas being clearly marked. And with respect to the buildings using the latest texturing technique, yes, they are. We're going to give the map a full point there. So we are going to give the map a score of 4.5 out of 5. We lose a 1/4 point with respect to being able to sell things because we can't sell the actual cow pasture, including the fence. We can only sell the cow trigger. And we are losing a 1/4 of a point because I would like to have seen corner markers marking these particular areas, as well as just being a little bit picky to see trigger markers here because we have them over here. So let me know, guys, what you all think of Small Cow Farm. Is this something you're willing to take on and see? Can you even grow enough straw and hay to feed 1,200 cows, let alone trying to make silage and possibly do total mixed rations? And until next time, happy farming.